Hello everyone. It's late when we were live, but we had some signing in issues. My name is Chingoal, and I am the only one who is gonna bring you the GP1 tonight, where our usual commentator Oliver has had also problems with the signing and won't be here tonight. But I'm sure you'll hear him next week for the Brazilian Grand Prix when he will go into GP4 and GP1. Taking a look at the qualifying, where we have Rappi at provisional pole with 113.6, and he's slightly faster than Chris in the AlphaTauri car, who was slightly faster than Sancho, and he is a tenth faster than Laser. Los Suis is in P5, Jensen is in P6, Game Boys, who's out for another run, is in P7, then we have Clark in P8, we have Joey in P9, Tony first rounds of the top 10, then we have TTG Walbeek in P11, then we have Fruitful in P12, Connor P13, Lyron is P14, Nova West P15, and Venom, who is on the lap right now, is in 16th place. These are the drivers that will race today in the 20th round of the championship. And with 10 minutes left, we see that Joey has got a 5-place grip penalty for a collision with Clarky. It must be in the pits. As both drivers in the pit, so it must be colliding at the pit entry, so that's quite a weird accident from both, and it's not helping Joey, as he will start 5 places further down the grid than he would have qualified on. And in terms of the championship, we have 3 real title challenges. These are our championship leader Lyron. Jensen has the fastest lap time of 130.5. In second place we have Chris, who was only 5 points off Lyronix. And then we have TTG Laser, who is also championship contender. He is and we have all these 3 championship contenders, and Rappi is also still in it. But he wasn't racing last week in USA, as Laser goes to the top with a 1:13.556, slightly faster than Jensen. It's 14,000 faster than the Rebel does. And if you go to the constructors, we have Mercedes into the lead with 3 wins. They've got 397 points. And they have a gap of 78 points to the AlphaTauri team, who has got 6 wins this season. Then we have Renault in 3rd place. Then it's Haas in 4th, Ferrari in 5th, Racing Point in 6th place, 7th is Red Bull, 8th is Williams, 9th is Alfa Romeo, and 10th is McLaren. Let's see who are on the lap. Connor is on the lap and Fruitful is on the lap. So we will be following Connor for this one. Has got some decent qualifying pace. He showed in Russia and USA, where he both got pole position. And in USA there was a Connor masterclass. He invalidates at the entry of the S section. And out of frustration he spun it. Then let's go to Fruitful, the Dutch driver. in the racing point. Let's see what time Fruitville is gonna set. Now coming out of the final corner. And Fruitville goes to the top with a 113.439. It's a tenth faster than Laser does. And we now have our championship leader as Chris gets disqualified. Oh, Chris is currently P6, but he will start from P16 after he was parked in a dangerous location. That's a big story for the championship. Also, Lyronis just missed out on pole position by 13 thousandths. But he is in championship terms the front runner. Also, he's just in front of Laser. Laser who has actually to beat Lyronis to be closer to the lead in the championship. Let's go to Phenom as Joey has left the session. Here comes Phenom, entering the stadium section, but he validates entering the stadium section, so he has to go for another run. Then we'll go to Los Suis, was still on the lap, not invalidating his time, and what's his time gonna be. Takes a shot allowing to the start finish straight and goes up to P8 with a 113.7. Then we have Lyronix goes into the pits. And let's see what Sanchez can do. Or he validates, but he goes for another run. And same as for Tony, who was slightly in front of him. Let's go back to Phenom, who hasn't had a lap time yet. But same as for Connor and Novelet, as Phenom validates another time. And we'll probably now return to the pits. Let's then go to Tony, who has shown some quite strong pace in the last few races, but I think he didn't really have a race in USA to think back to. Throws the car through the edge section and is 3/10 up on his time, which could be in close intention for pole position. Let's see if he can put the Red Bull in pole position, and he can with a 113.288. It's a 10 faster than Sancho is, who goes up to P2. So these are flying faster times here in GP1, as you would expect from these guys. And can we maybe see a 112? Connor goes to the top with a 112.6. Oh my god, what a lap time that is. 112.6 from Connor. It's faster than the rest. It's unbelievable. So I think we've got a pulse it already. Let's go to TG Wolbeek. Also validated his lap, unfortunately. Clarky has retired, same as Game Boys. Let's follow Jensen for this lap, as Sanjewicz has also found it enough. With 1 minute left, can somebody snatch Connor from pole or be close to it, to the pole position? Jensen now is very left, but has still time to go for another run. He has Laser close behind him, and you see that both Mercedes cars will be giving each other a tow. Or not. Don't really seem like they'll do that. Here comes Wolbeek, goes up to P2 with 113.1. Then let's go to the Phenom, but he has invalidated, but has one last flying lap to go. Clarky is about to start lap, and then Luis has retired. We have Fruitful on a run. Will he retake pole position with 22 thousandths? Not, but he could snatch himself to the second row on the grid, which isn't a bad place here around Mexico. And loses the rear and goes into the pits and retires. Then let's go to Laser. Then we have Rappy and Lyronix. They are 6, 7 and 9. And all in the picture. You just saw, and let's see what Laser does. Goes to P7. And Lyronix goes up third with 113.2. Where we will have our championship leader in front of the others. Where we have Lyronix in third position. Laser in 7th position. And we have Chris starting from dead last as he invalidated his lap time. Phenom doesn't set a lap time either as NovaOS. So the pole position goes to CPI Connor with a 112.6. That's an unbelievably fast lap time. The way the qualifying is finished, where you'll see that Laser starts back from P7 on the grid. Let's see what he can do from the mid pack. Let's go through the results with CPI Connor in P1, TTT Wolbeck in P2, Lyronix in 3rd, Tony starts 4th, Sanjewicz starts 5th, Fruitful in 6th, Laser 7th, Jensen in P8, Rappy in P9, and Luis Sauers rounds out the top 10, where Game Boys will start P11 with a free tire choice, same as Clarky. Joey qualifies a time penalty, and he will only lose places to NovaOS and Phenom. Then we have the big story of the qualifying session here in Mexico is that Chris has been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. It looks quite dark here in Mexico, where that's really promising for the soft tires, where the top 10 will start on, and I think those will be on the medium, or either a hard will have slightly more issues with the harder tire, because that's a temperature thing. The formation lap is now underway, and let's go through the tires and let's do a rundown through the grid, where we have the Ferrari CPI car on pole position, like last year where we had a Ferrari in pole position in the real life Mexican Grand Prix. We have TGG will be starting from P2 with Lyronix in P3. He could make some steps to the GP1 World Championship trophy. In 4th place we have Tony first. In P5 we have Sandwich, who has shown really good pace over the last few races. Let's see what he can do from this position on the grid. Fruitful starts from P6. Laser, the currently third in the championship, has to make up some positions and actually need to beat Lyronix. Jensen starts from P8. Rappy from P9. Can he maybe help his teammate by holding up Laser? Lost Sui starts from P10. And for P11, our Game Boys on mediums. Rappy starts on mediums. Nova West has opted for the soft tire. Venom goes out of sync with a hard tire. Then we have Chris, who starts on medium, and funny enough, Joey starts on the soft. It doesn't seem like he has joined back, same as Nova West. But it's kind of weird that a 5-place grid penalty brings you more down than being disqualified. Ah, Clarky made a mistake, and he has now overcooked his tires. But at least they know on temperature. That's the most important thing. But the drivers are now going to the grid, and what's your prediction for the top 3? Will CPI Connor make another pole to win like last week, or will we see a surprise? And how will the championship contenders do? We're all gonna know this all in 45 to 50 minutes. The last driver of Joey has entered the grid. The game has set the cars to their position. The 5 lights are coming on right now. 5 red lights for the Mexican Grand Prix, and they are out for GP1. And it looks like that Connor has a really good start, but look at Lyronix, who's got a lightning start on P3 onto the grid. And he is up the inside of Connor, and he will take the lead. No, Connor brakes very late and holds on to the lead. Lyronix is second, Rubik third, Fruitful fourth, and Sandwich in fifth. As he'll have the battle with Tony first for P5. Will there be a move made by Sandwich, who goes around the outside of Tony? But he doesn't get it right, as Tony will take P5. Sandwich 6, Rappy 7th. Laser, who lost the position to Rappy, is up to 8th, is down to 8th, I should say. Jensen and Clarky go side by side through the S section, but Jensen is in front of Clarky. Then we have Lost Sully's Game Boys. And then we have Chris, who made up 2 positions up to P30, now going to the inside of Game Boys. For P12 it is. And P12 it is for Chris, who was really being attacked by Venom. Game Boys lost 2 positions, pretty much 1 corner. So that isn't really promising, as the table is now going up and down crazy. There we have, I think Fruitful it is here, was make the move on Wolby for P3 it looked like. We will have to wait when the timetable is how it should be. There is now how it should be, so it's Connor into the lead. Well, it's got a bigger track limit there, but Lion Run is in second place, and Sandwich is the first one to get a 3-second time penalty for the well-known multiple warnings, which are easy to get around here, at especially the first 3 corners and also at the quite tricky S section. Ironic says the fastest time of the race, and we're now ERS enabled. You can open your rearing and get 11 kilometers more speed in the straight line, and you could make an overtake. Wolbeek has lost some ground to Fruitful as the top 3 is now running away, and here goes Fruitful to the inside of Lyronix. It's quite close between those two, and here goes Fruitful to the inside of Lyronix for turn 5 and 6, and Fruitful is up to second place. So from P4 he started from 6 and is now at the second in 3 laps time. That's a really good effort from Dutchman. Has lost sauce, that's a penalty. Let's have a look how Laser does. He's in P8 behind Rappy. And if he's listening to the stream or has someone else in the party to let him know how it's going with championship drives, then he should all be fine. Tony has opened up his DRS and will be up to P4 after passing Wolbeek, and I see also Rappy is quite close to Sandwich, but there is no move made yet. Ironix staying with Fruitful. See, I think the pace is now, and if they can catch Connor, that will be very helpful for him. We can have a look at the position gainers, and Fruitful has made the most with 4 positions, same as Crashful, so we've got 4 positions. Then we have Rappy with 2, Clark with 2, Fino with 1, and also Joey with 1, but Joey isn't really racing. Wolbeek has lost the most positions with 3, same as for Game Boys and Nopaless, and Nopaless I think got damage. But we didn't show, but I think we got damage. Wolbeek has slightly only just DRS on Tony, which helps him out in the defense of Sandwich, who has already got 2 time penalties to his name. And if you're only on lap 5 and already have 2, that isn't really promising for your race. Fruitful is closing in on Connor, as it looks like right now. There's not much difference between those two, so it's quite equal. Rappy looks very shaky to the ray of Tony. Also Wolbeek gets a 3-second time penalty. And the time penalties could be affected today. Gamebox gets also a penalty down in P14. Looks like Sandwich done the actually he really wanted. And here goes Rappy, who was really in the gearbox of Sandwich, and the toe is now working. And there goes Rappy, he doesn't make a move, as Sandwich was probably using his ERS and catch very close to Wolbeek, as Ironis catches 3-second time penalty. First one of the championship contenders and the first one out of the top 3. Now Tony has found himself in the battle for P2. and does seem like he has got some very strong pace, and should know that Lawrence has got a 3-second time penalty, so should be careful with that one. Chris goes now into the points, passing his teammate. So the AlphaTauri driver is now in top 10, and has only Laser a second in front of him. He could really see him. Laser was also looking quite close to the rear of Ravi, but as you know, GP2 is a quite close division, and with this DRS train you could be stuck in quite a train, as Tony goes now up to the podium and is up to third place, as Lionel drops another position but down to P4. And let's go further down if you see some moves. Doesn't really seem like there will be movement for 6. And we are now getting close to the stage where drivers will get off the use of tires, they use qualifying and going to a medium, or maybe trying a one-stop, going on to the hards. Fruitful is about to get DRS, as he is just off a second. But the most important thing is that we have a close race, and for the race leaders that wasn't the case last week. Sandwich goes into the pits, the first driver for a strategy change or a strategy pit stop. He'll go on to the mediums, so he'll be on a crew stop. And let's see how his strategy is gonna work. The pack is quite close, so he could undercut Woolbeek and be up to 5th. Clarky makes a move P9, passing Jensen. The AlphaTauris are on medium, so they are going out of sync of this race, and that could really take a good part, as they will run probably the soft tire at the end of the race, which could be very helpful as Rappy gets a 3-second time penalty. Here goes Chris to the inside of Laser. They are second and third in championship, as Clark has also had the look at Laser, as behind them Jensen was going very deep into the corner, and Laser goes into the pits. And it's the same as Rappy. So it's all firing off now in the pit straight, in pit lane, where we have Laser now going to the mediums. So all the drivers are going for the medium, and let's take a look at Sancho, and let's move on board with it to see where Woolby comes out. And there he is, there he comes out, but Sancho has the straight line speed and overtakes Woolby, so the undercut strategy has worked for him. So he is in a professional P5. Has to keep the pace, and let's go to the front of the grid, where Connor has found another gear and almost made up 2 seconds. So I think it's time for Fruitful to pit, and for maybe Connor to cover off the undercut. But let's see, Connor's gonna pit. No, he isn't. Also Fruitful isn't. But Tony is, and also Lionel is into the pits. They didn't got a drive-through, luckily for them. Tony goes for another set of soft tires, which is interesting, and Lionel goes for the mediums. and there goes Volbeek for a move and overtakes Sandwich, both on the medium tire. They're seeing Lionronics and Tony close, so Volbeek does really want to make use of the DRS, which he now also has on Lionronics, and that this is a better preferred, remember. Will the top two now come into the pits? We are on lap 10. Connor does go into the pits. Slade gets a recent time penalty, and Goodford is also on. So let's see how the undercut strategy from Tony and Lionel will play out. They are both going for the mediums. Let's go on board with Tony. Move on board and let's see where they will come out. He has overtaken Fruitful, so Tony's in P2 and has now the race leader. The actual race leader from him, which is Connor. And Tony is on a softer tire, remember that one. He's the only one in real strategy terms to be on that strategy. The field is now more spreading out, where Volbeek has run himself out of the nearest window from Sandwich, and Volbeek is now in the battle for the lead. So it seems like that for now he has got some better pace on the mediums than he had on the first stint, where he was on the heel instead of soft. And now in the lead is Chris, and he would like to end the race like this. Good thing is that Chris and Clark are close together, so if Chris has some good pace and Clark can stay with him, they could both be in a very good position for the end of the race. Tony has the fastest lap time with 1:16.3, and will he make a move? I think he will! Here goes Tony to the inside of Connor and passes the Ferrari driver and is up to P5, which is the race lead. So Tony is now in an actual P1, Connor is in actual P2, and Fruitful is now third. But Tony has to make some gap now to the medium runs behind him, so he can when he goes to the mediums where he has to go on, create out a gap and hopefully defend himself for those who are going to be later on to the soft tire. Williams has another purple sector 2 time, which could be in fact for another fastest lap time. Chris said indeed the fastest lap time, as we have a change at the front, where Clarky has overtaken Chris. So is this a smart call from the AlphaTauris? We'll have to make a look about that. Maybe Clarky wants to be in front and saves the tires more, as he's got some fresh air in front. As they got Joey and Nova in front of them. We who are pretty not racing. It doesn't look like they are gonna join back, as Tony is now being stuck behind Game Boys, and that's the advantage for Connor. And look at Tony, will he pass Game Boys here, entering the safe section? He will try. Comes up to P4, and Connor, I thought he was gonna go with him, but backs out of that one and touches the rear of Game Boys. He's pushing the runner through the stadium section, and this could be very good for Tony. You could see the gap that he lost, and here goes Fruitful with him, and didn't so Fruitful was close to them. But here goes Fruitful up to P6, and they're now even closer together. And the next car they are gonna face is Phenom on that hard tire. And he's a teammate of Fruitful, so maybe there's some strategy place there to give Fruitful advantage for the possible race win, as he is in any championship contention. So let's hope he can have a win. And let's see how their race will unfold, as Tony is close to breaking the DRS to Connor, as Clarky goes in the pits on the medium after 40 laps. So I assume that Chris will go in shortly. Clarky goes for the softs, so he will probably do 11 laps on each stint, as if he wants to do 2 soft runs. Otherwise he can always go back to the medium. Now Lyronix has passed Game Boys and is now at the back of Volbeek for P6. Lyronix, who lost some time to guys in front, but it isn't really a danger or a problem. He only needs to finish in front of his championship rivals, which he is of laser. Chris was in the lead currently, but will fall behind Lyronix. As Connor can say, 3-second time penalty. We only have Tony, who doesn't have a time penalty currently. We now got Chris into the pits, and he will put on the soft tire. Oh no, it's the hards! Chris goes for the hard, so he's on a 1-stop. Chris is on a 1-stop and his teammate is on a 2-stop. Interesting strategy here at AlphaTauri, so Chris is gambling to maybe win the race at the end. Obviously Gunnar has overtaken Tony. And now Connor has some DRS on the drivers in front of us, Nova and Joey. Lyronix is also quite close to the rear of Volbeek. And I think he wants to pass Volbeek, but doesn't really have the much over speed currently. Clark is up to P9, goes for the outside line and has overtaken Game Boys. Game Boys has now Laser behind him, and Game Boys will go into the pits. Does not stand in the way of Laser, and Laser is in the points again, and has now Chris behind on 3 seconds. As Rappy and Clarky are having a battle. Clarky was making some good use of this soft tire, and is up to P8 and has now Sedgwick's next target in front of him. He's with a yellow flag. That's Jensen, who was I think gone off, and is really frustrated by that. And let's go now to the front of the pack. Will Phenom pits. He'll probably do 1 stop and go to the medium, but when will he do that? Probably in 3 or 4 laps time, is my prediction, and he'll now get fly past by a Ferrari, a Red Bull, and probably his teammate. As Jensen has retired on track, and will they bring out a safety car? Not at the moment. But here goes Connor. Overtakes Phenom and is now back into the race lead. Luckily no safety car for this, as Tony goes down the inside. It's really to the inside. Now battling side by side, and can Fruitful make use of this one? He really could be. This is all in the advantage of Connor, who, how longer Phenom is in front of these of Tony and Fruitful, the more he'll run away. Iron for the freezing time penalty. Still in P6 currently, as Clarky has overpassed Sanchowicz for P7. Fruitful looks really tasty. Let's go on board with the racing point, as he overtakes Tony, but Tony is using some ERS and has the tow from his teammate. But here goes Fruitful, probably making a double move, and here he goes, a double move, and he brings him up to P2. So Tony lost, was firstly trying to get P2 from Phenom, but now down in 4th. Here he goes, Tony to the inside of Phenom, and now he gets the position, runs a little bit too deep, but he made the mistake, is now up to 1st, but he wanted to be in P2. So Phenom did really well, helped his teammates, so he did a great job there. Tony got a time penalty, so we are now, everyone who was really racing has got a time penalty. And we hold up by Phenom to Fruitful Tony, as Fruitful lost 2 seconds, which where he has to catch Connor on, so let's see if we can close the gap. Now Ronix has passed Wolbeek, P5, and there goes Clarky, who has some mega pace on that soft tire. And here goes Chris, passing later, but later goes into the pits. He did 10 laps on the mediums, that's quite short. Here it goes for another set of medium. So we'll probably go to the end on this set of tires. Clarky is letting Wolbeek know that he is there, so there could be a move made shortly. But Wolbeek is really sticking to the rear of Lyronix, so this could be his help, as Clarky has really pressuring Wolbeek. Oh, Wolbeek has made a mistake. Has left the track, but he's back onto the track, but lost the position to Clarky, which is good news for Clarky, so he can gain a position, and has now Lyronix in front, who won't have the DRS in this straight. So Clarky will open up his DRS and fly past the Mercedes, as Tony and Phenom are into the pits. So let's go on board with Clarky, who will be now up to podium positions. But he has to stop again for a medium tie, of course. And there's only 7 seconds of the lead. Not that he's gonna win the race, but he is really close to maybe get the top 5. As we have Tony on the mediums and Phenom on the mediums, which you probably expected. And it's a difficult race for Lazo, doesn't seem like to be in the points today. With 14 laps left in this race, we can take a look at penalties, where Connor and Fruitfast both for 3 seconds, so that's quite equal. Clark is 9, Lioness has 6 seconds, same as Volbeat, and Rappy is for 9, and Sanctuary has got 12. So he's gonna lose quite a lot of positions if it would things like this. Chris has got 6 seconds. Louis 9, Tony has got 3 seconds, Freedom 6, and then the both runners have got 3. So that's the penalty situation. And Connor is again finding some more time to footfall. So I'm quite sure that Connor is looking quite strong to win the race, but everything can happen in racing, as we now have 13 laps left in the Mexican Grand Prix. But at the moment the Lioness looks strong to build out his championship lead. He has already 5 points, but he will later in the race has to overtake Chris, as he's on the 1 stop. Will be pits for another set of mediums, which is also possible. Soft, medium, medium, and soft, medium, soft. This is a personal thing which you really want. Tony has passed Lost Zeus for P8, and now has got Chris in front of him. 7 seconds, so let's see if he can close down the gap. He's got 13 laps to do it. Let's go for the battle of 5th, that's the most interesting. With Rappy on mediums, Sanctuary on mediums, and we have Chris on that hard tire, so he has got some DRS, which can help him out. But the mediums runners are close to pitting. Rappy goes into the pits and goes in earlier than Lioness, which is quite surprising. He goes for another set of mediums, where I think you could also do a soft tire. Where will Rappy come out? Plus 2 also comes into pits. Looks like it's gonna be P12 for Rappy, as he just gets passed by Laser. And Los Louis has retired. Won't bring out a safety car. And Chris has overtaken Sanctuary, so Chris has now entered free air and can now really make some pace with 12 laps to go. 7 seconds to Tony, and Chris is the actual race leader. Let's see if he can hold it. In terms of time penalties, he has 6, which could be in danger for the end of the race. Dangerous has kicked out the ball out, but he's in the pits. And which tire will he go on to? Looks like he's going for the softs with 11 laps to go. There he is, going on to that soft tire. He will drop out the points, but he will make up ground. As Rappy will now overtake Laser and push him out of the points. And up to P10 Rappy goes. Here we have a race leaderboard. Another building for the gap behind. So if he just runs his pace and doesn't make any mistakes with time penalties, then he will win the race. As Clarky goes into the pit with the 10 level soft, and he will go to another soft. So medium soft it is. Let's see what Clarky will come out. And we know from the previous that he's got some decent soft pace. And he'll go back in P8 or P7. It looks like he's going to be in P7, which is a good place to be in. And he's only 11. Oh! Connor has disconnected. Connor has disconnected from the session. And also Los Sosa's left the session, but oh, this is really unfortunate for Connor. As Fruitful will now take the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. But Fruitful will go into the pits, but we'll know that he will take the lead later stage of the race. He goes Fruitful on the soft, also Lyronic pits behind him. So Fruitful is on the soft, Chris is on the medium. Let's see where Chris will finish the race. Tony's up to third, Phenom to fourth, Fruitful fifth. And here goes Clarky, who could actually be in a threat for the race win. So if you can work together with Fruitful, then they're gonna have a strong chance in podiums and maybe a race win. Also Game Boys has pitted for the soft tire. And now Lyronics and Laser are back at it again, and P9 it is for Lyronics. Was on that soft tire and has now he's even in front of him, which I think won't be a very hard move. You would hope, as last week you had Ryan and Lyronics in the Mercedes team, and Ryan didn't have absolutely none of it to go out of the way of his teammate, but Rappy and Lyronics are having a strong partnership there at the Mercedes garage. So I don't think it will be an issue. Seems like Connor is back in his car. But it will drop some. Oh, and he's now joined back. But he has lost the lead. That's a fact. And gets even passed by both Mercedes. Rappy goes out of the way, so Lyronics is back to P7. And also Sandwich has passed Connor. And here's Connor back, but he's down to 10. Oh, that's the wrong button, sorry guys. But there we go to the front for a battle for P2. It is at the moment, as Chris is I think 5 seconds in front of this. With a Fruitful and Clarky on that softer tire, it will be hard for Tony and Phenom to hold those behind. Tony's trying to break the slipstream, but Phenom will also want that P2 on track at least. No mixed moves yet, but Fruitful is so close to the rear of Phenom. I'll send you it as past Rappy. No moves has been made. So Rappy is now on the rear of Sandwich, where Sandwich is now split both Mercedes. And the Lyronics is now 40 seconds behind Chris. And at the moment Chris will take over the championship lead, as there's 5 points difference between Lyronics and Chris. In the advantage of Lyronics. There goes Clarky to the inside of Phenom. As Fruitful has passed his teammate early, and Clarky doesn't want to waste time behind. And now here goes Fruitful. And let's look from the rear of Tony. Here goes Fruitful pass, and here goes Clarky with him. And now Fruitful and Clarky are up to second and third, and will now catch the back of Chris with 6 laps to go in the Mexican Grand Prix. Let's take a look at the penalties, where it's going to be an equal battle between Chris and Fruitful currently. Where for the win, does look like that it's quite equal. Our players are not really being involved right now. As Fruitful and will now get DRS of Nova. So there's more time gaining. And if they get a bit lucky, they will also get DRS from Joey. Let's see if they got DRS from Joey. I don't think they got her DRS. That is the case. Let's go to Phenom, who will now overtake Tony. It's actually 3 wide with the ghost car. But Phenom is in 4th place, and Tony drops another position. Having a look at the constructors, and if AlphaTauri get the 1-2 and Mercedes stays where they are, they will get some points off them. And we now have AlphaTauri 1-2 as Clark has passed Fruitful to current 44 points, I think there are. No, 43 points for AlphaTauri and only 8 for Mercedes, so 35 points difference, which if the race ends now, they'll have a 45 point gap going into Brazil. So the constructors title isn't also over yet. In the same things for the drivers, Connors has fastest lap time with 1:15. He has lost the race by his connection, as Chris but now to look behind where Clarky's team will have DRS. So Clarky is in a real threat to win the race. But Clarky has 1 penalty more. Now once gets also another time penalty. So most drivers are having 6 or 9. Let's go on board with Phenom, Clarky. Will he make a move for Chris for the race lead? No. There goes Clarky. Will make a move or not? He will go to the inside of Chris. Chris defends it right now. He stays in the lead, but it's quite a difficult situation. The AlphaTauri boys are now in where Clark is the fast car on the mediums, who will probably now go to the inside. He will. So Clark takes over the lead of Chris. And in terms of penalties, Chris is at the moment in the advantage. So will Chris maybe win the race on that one stop? That will be phenomenal. But will Clark maybe help Chris to not being attacked by Fruitful? Oh, here goes Chris back again. So no. Oh, he smashes the door on his teammate. A real battle here it is. And now Fruitful. Oh, he touches the gearbox of Clarky, but Fruitful will now go to the outside of Clarky. Oh, Clarky has got a touch from. Fruitful's got a touch from Clarky, but so Fruitful lost some ground. So that's a controversial moment, and Fruitful shows that he isn't happy about that move from Clarky. After this lap we have 2 laps left here in the Mexican Grand Prix, where Clarky will now re-overtake his teammate. Isn't using any ERS, so it's pure DRS that you're seeing, and the wings he has. Also got the yellow flag set too, which is for Connor. So his race has gone from bad to worse. And if it stays just like this, then Chris will win the race. And with Lion Runners only 7th place, that's really promising. Connor's starting really slowly. Don't know what has happened to him, but just having some fun as Clarky's not out, as Chris is now out of the DRS of Clarky. And Chris and Fruitful has got equal penalties, so this could be for the race win. Will Fruitful pass Chris? I think he should. There goes Fruitful, has DRS or ERS on overtake. Has to go for the outside line. Here goes Chris, defends hard. Wheel to wheel banging all the way, and Fruitful is now up to P2. But will Chris hit back? No. Well, he has to make a massive dive bomb, but Fruitful is now into P2. And if Clarky can just find a second, then he will win the race, and not Fruitful. Will Clarky manage that? But Fruitful is also on a soft tire. There's 1 lap pressure. Chris has got another 3-second time penalty, which puts him out of the for the 2nd place. And could actually be out of podium position. So off stadium Clarky goes, and he will win the race on track. But it won't be enough, as we have here a race winner, COS Fruitful, who will win the GP1 Mexican Grand Prix. In front of Clark and Tony gets into the podium, with Chris in 4th, Fiend in 5th, Wolby 6th, Lyron finishes in 7th, Sandwich in 8th, Rappy in 9th was bitten at his car. Laser goes up to 8th and hits the rear of Rappy, so extra points for Laser. Sandwich is 9th, Rappy to 10th, and I saw that Gamebos was 11th. And then we had the two drivers who went racing. But who is the driver of the day by the game? And it's Chris. Well deserved, started from P15. I finished 4th, which on the one stop he did a phenomenal job, and us retaking the championship lead now from Lyronix. Here we have a race winner, Fruitful. For Fruitful, it is his second win after he won the Hungarian Grand Prix. So he will be happy about that one, and also Racing Point has had a good weekend. So let's go through the results. Fruitful wins the race in front of Clark, who just missed out by 3/10. Also did a phenomenal job from P12 on the grid. Tony finishes 3rd. Chris just missed out on the podium by that last time penalty caught on the final lap. Then we feel him P5, Will Black on P6, Lyronix P7 will lose the championship lead as today. Laser finishes P8, Sandwich P9, and Rappy gets the final point. Game Boys finishes P11, Connor Hull disconnected, and his race win was gone after the disconnection, finishes out of points. Joey finished 13, Nova West 14, Lothar Suits has retired, same as for Jensen. These were the results. I'll invite the top 3 and we'll be back with you shortly. I'm back and the top 3 has been invited. Let's see who's gonna join. So let's go to the showroom and show the Racing Point. This was the 20th round of the Mexican Grand Prix, and as the most important thing with such a close championship as GP1 is, let's take a look at the championship standings. The gap was 5 points between Chris and Lyronix. Chris finished 4th, which gives you 12 points, and Lyronix finished 7th, which gives you 6 points. So Chris will take over the lead by 1 point. So 1 point there is between Chris and Lyronix going into Brazil, so we should keep an eye on that one. And at the moment the Laser has to have his eyes off the trophy for now, and hope for a good race for him and some bad luck for the others. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the Classic Series. At the moment I don't really know in which cars they are and on which track it is, but tune in tomorrow, which will obviously be broadcast on the Speed Force Racing YouTube channel. So if you don't have subscribed to our channel, subscribe and turn in notifications when you will get a message on your phone when we're live, and you can watch the stream with our lovely commentators. And if you have friends who are interested in adding a new league, then they're free to join for the last races in GP1, GP2, GP3 and GP4. And if they're also interested, they can take part in the Classic Series. And Season 8 is far away from now on. It starts in January, so let's hope then that we can have another great season. But it doesn't look like we're gonna have any interviews today, so I want to thank you for watching the GP1 in Mexico. As it wasn't how we really planned, as we had some signing in into the channel issues, but all in all we could bring you all the action today at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. And next week we are at Interlagos, where we should expect some close racing. It's a close track. It's kind of a go-kart track, and the gaps shouldn't be too big, so I think it will be very close in each division. So tomorrow don't forget to tune in to the Classic Series, and from next week we will be at Interlagos for GP4 with Oliver and Tim, I think it is. So tune in then for GP4 Brazil, where the championship isn't decided, I think. And I will say to everyone, have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Classic Series. So have a good night, and I'll say have a good weekend.